How complicated can a knife really be? What most people know about knives. Maybe it's still at the normal stage. Selective grinding, flat section, angle grinding, edge. This series of production process is even more strange. But times change. The technology of knife production is extremely advanced today. Mechanized processing mode. You can make tens of thousands of them a day. Today I will walk into a knife factory for everyone to understand the whole process of kitchen knife production in detail. First of all, the metal seal is laser cut. Uniform surface. There are no flaws. To improve the hardness of the tool and quench it. This is also in metal products one of the most common steps. Only after heat treatment to get martensitic tissue. It's also a step in the transformation of cold austenite. But this also creates a problem with metal deformation reactions. To avoid bending metal seal, it needs to be corrected. The main step is to place the metal seal in front of the sage. The material is then subjected to external pressure. This is a routine operation. Because metal is thinner, it reacts with heat. So now it's back to the tempering. This process is the most important step. After tempering, rigidity of metal, hardness and toughness will reach a peak. It will also improve the corrosion resistance of the tool accordingly. Thus extend the service life. Is that why the same product? But the prices can be very different. $9 can really buy you a knife. The downside may be the effort involved in cutting the meat. And then they get angry when they cook. If your spouse doesn't like to cook, probably just a dull kitchen knife. There are benefits, of course. After a while, muscles all over the body will be more noticeable. Let's go back to the video. With surface treatment, finish below to begin finishing. This step is grinding. The first step is to place each piece of metal on top of the furniture. Then it can be put in the grinder to wait for grinding. The advantage of mechanization is that it saves labor. Suddenly the surface of the tool is extremely bright. Then the metal is cleaned. To remove iron filings that remain on the surface. Specifically, it is a rolling cleaning mode. The upper and lower rollers clean the metal without dead angle. Ready to start making another part. This is the handle of the knife. Compared to the blade, the handle seems to be made in a much simpler way. The main choice is to press the metal. Pieces of metal fell out of it. With the sheet metal forming, now let's start pressing the material. The process is formed in one go. Let's take a look at the specific processing methods. After this process, the metal will show grooves. You fit the grooves together to make a handle. More on that later. Start the ultrasonic cleaning of the metal knife handle. Ultrasonic cleaning is the use of ultrasonic waves. Ultrasonic cleaning is the use of ultrasonic under the cavitation and indirect action of the liquid. The process by which a contaminated layer is removed from a metal surface. Prepare the blade for processing. Make it sharper. The process is to polish the blade under the wash of water. This is also the obvious benefit of mechanization. If before, you have to grind it by hand. Now you can keep your eyes open for this picture. Remember what it was like after a short grind. The knife becomes present. Is it unusually bright? Next, prepare to weld and fix the tool handle. This is just a temporary weld. It's gonna be welded in the back again. For employees with longer seniority, it can basically be formed in a few seconds. Prepare to weld the body and handle to make it more secure. Below, start welding the whole shank again. Only after this process, to ensure the stability of the handle. However, the handle of the knife at this time also needs to be processed to remove burrs. So I started polishing the handle. That's why your kitchen knife feels comfortable to hold. Every corner of the edge needs to be polished. We can't lose any extra space. So far, we've done most of the work. Now let's move on to the next part. Prepare the handle fitting for the handle. Here, several knife handles that are more common in everyday life will be displayed. An installation method. Do you think a wooden handle or a metal knife handle is better? Metal seems to have more strength when cutting vegetables. Maybe a little more grip, too. Prepare to sand the wooden handles. Make it a little bit smoother. Finally, it has to be polished by hand. Parallel manual inspection. Every position. There are different kinds of knives. The processing method will be different, with most of the production finished, ready for the final step. Now we're ready for the final cleaning of the blade. Similar to metal plating. The tool is cleaned in just a few steps. Now it seems to have more texture. Then mark the knives. Make it more recognizable. This is the whole process of knife making. Same as usual. It's time for the final test. Paper can be shredded easily. What do you think of this kitchen knife?